Hi there. Right, so it's a little bit more about sailing by the lee. If you don't know what this is, I've done a video on what it is. Go and check that out first, then come back for a little bit of why you should do it. So in this video, we're looking at why, and there's a few reasons. First of all, speed, you might go faster. Stability, which can certainly help. And then tactics and strategy. Okay, so for sailing by the lee, predominantly you're going to be doing it in a single-handed boat with an unstayed rig. It's possible in any boat really, as long as you can let the sail out quite far. You're not going to get it jibing too soon. But with a single-hander, if you can, such as laser, ILCA, topper, things like that, if you can let the sail out or the boom out to 90 degrees or even just a little bit beyond, it opens up quite a lot of different angles you can sail. Okay, right, on to the why you would do it. First of all, as I mentioned in my other video, it's actually a little bit faster than sailing on a dead run. And most of the time it's sort of a similar speed to sailing on a broad reach. It can actually be a little bit quicker, especially in lighter winds, because the back edge of the sail, the leech, is easier for the wind to get over than the mast. So you can potentially go a little bit quicker sailing by the lee than broad reaching. It's not a lot of difference though. However, it is quite a lot of difference between sailing on a dead run and sailing by the lee. So that could be one reason you do it. The other reason, stability. And what happens is when you're sailing on a dead run, what you tend to get is the wind comes into the sail and it doesn't really know where to go. So it just builds up and then it might go on over that side, it might come off over there. And what you tend to get is a real shifting of the pressure in the sail, which makes the boat quite unstable. So especially if you do get a gust, the sail changes shape, it doesn't know what it's doing, and you tend to get wet. As soon as you get a bit of flow across the sail, so if we turn that way, now we've got the flow across the sail this way, it's a little bit more predictable. And you know where the pressure is going to come from. It's generally going to be pushing the boat over in what you call a conventional way. So it's going to mostly push it to leeward. When you're sailing by the lee, again, you've got, again, that flow happening across the sail. So it's that way. So again, what the boat does becomes a little bit more predictable. It's a bit more stable. What makes it a bit tricky, or I'd say unexpected for the newbie to sailing by the lee, is now if you get a wind, get quite a strong wind and gusts, what tends to happen is now the force from the sail is going to be pushing sort of that way, and it's going to cause the boat to tip over to windward, which if you're not expecting that, yeah, it's you can get wet. However, once you understand that and can anticipate that, then you just flatten the boat off in sort of a conventional way. The boat heels that way, you move your weight over to the leeward side, and you can actually, it's quite predictable how it works, so you can generally anticipate it, work with it, and keep the boat flat. Right, the next why was tactics. So tactics are how you race against other boats. So this is all, the other two could be applicable for just out free sailing. Now we're really looking at racing. So imagine the scenario, you're leading the race, you come round the windward mark first, and behind you there is a raft of other boats. Oh no. Right, sailing on a dead run, you're just going to be in dirty wind. If we sail by the lee, I could sail off in that direction. Okay, or I could sail off on a broad reach, get, oh hang on, drawn the sail on the wrong side there, sorry. So you can sail different directions, get clear wind behind you, so avoid being covered. What it can also mean is you could stay on starboard tack, sailing off there. There's a boat here on port tack, which way? So sail over there. They would need to give way to you on starboard tack. So definitely worth, definitely quite useful to do. Okay, next one, strategy, is how you would get around the course as quickly as possible without other boats. And here sailing by the lee can be really useful. Jibing is limiting. It does slow you down a little bit, whereas you can maintain your speed going from by the lee to reaching. So strategy wise, you can use gain features around the course a lot more, such as waves, potentially current if you sail somewhere tidal, but where I tend to use it most is gusts. So if you're sailing downwind and there's a dark patch on the water over there, so there's an area of stronger wind, what you can do is sail over towards it and go faster. Yeah, so by sailing by the lee, it opens up the possibility sailing, getting in areas of stronger wind. And actually, on a dead run, you can't plane. Sailing by the lee and on a broad reach, you can actually get your boat planing. Actually, technically, you can on the dead run, but not very easy. So by doing that, you can get in stronger breeze, sail quicker. Once you're in there, you could potentially just wiggle your way down, overtaking quite a few boats. Okay, so that's a couple of whys you might do it. Next video to look at is how you go about doing that. So a few tips on actually how do you sail by the lee effectively, how do you go from sailing by the lee to broad reaching, and how do you make the most of it in a race situation to make it work. Okay, thanks for watching.